الذي عملوا لعلهم يرجعون. صدق الله مولانا العظيم. The blessed day of Jummah Tul Mubarak, the second Ashara of Ramadan. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us tawfiq to spend some time in His court, in His bargah, in His house. And He gave us tawfiq for ibadat in the form of salat, listening Quran. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept all your ibadat. The verse which I have recited from Surah Rum, chapter 30, verse number 41, is mentioned fasad fil earth and corruption on earth, the cause of it, and how to solve it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Zahar al-fasadu fil barri wal bahr. Fasad, corruption and disorder have appeared on land and sea. Bima kasabat aydin nas. What is the reason of this big disorder, this big fasad on land and sea? Because of what the hand of people have earned. So the human being itself is the reason of this fasad on earth. The behavior of humans, their attitude, their lifestyle, their own faith, their activities, their a'mal, is the reason of this big fasad in land and sea. So when you are the cause of all these things, لِيُذِيقَهُمْ بَعْدَ الَّذِي عَمِلُوا لَعَلَّهُمْ يَرْجِعُونَ. So that Allah may let them taste some of the consequences of what they have done. And the solution is also in the same verse, لَعَلَّهُمْ يَرْجِعُونَ. Some of the consequences to realize you that the more fasad, the more disorder in this land and sea, the more you will suffer. So what you should do? لَعَلَّهُمْ يَرْجِعُونَ. So you may return. So beautifully with balaghat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned this disorder of the land and sea. Zahara, there are two words for, one is hadasa, something happened. And Zahara means appeared. So hadasa is something different. Something might be happening but is not coming to the surface of earth. Many things happen, you don't see it. Many things happened, you don't notice it. So hadasa is something else. But Zahara, it means it becomes visible. You can't ignore it. Zahara, you can't avoid it. You can't just think that it's leaving. No, Zahara, it is appearance and completely noticeable and visible. So Zahar al-Fasad. So this fasad, which covering land and earth, is not just something is happening without notice, without appearance. It is something everyone is noticing and everyone is seeing it. Imam Razi and Imam Qurtubi and some other Mufassirin Kiram says, and they explain that there are several forms of fasad fil ard, several stages. The beginning, the first one, these Mufassirin said, fasadun fi deen, when the corruption and disorder and the fasad comes in your aqidah, in your deen, in your religion, then you will see it appears its effect on the land and sea. It's just like a tsunami. Something happened down in the sea, but the effect you see on the shores, in this side or on that side, and then they destroyed population, they destroyed buildings, they killed people, but if something happened deep in the sea. So he said the beginning is fasadun fi deen. And what is the fasad fi deen? Which is the base of all these fasad. When you become weak in your faith, weak in your a'mal, and rather than following the command of Allah, you follow your own desire, your own nafs and your own lust. And deen which bring to unite people, you use it as a tool of divide. So means you play with religion. As Allah mentioned the previous people, يُحَرِّفُونَ الْكَلِمَ عَنْ مَوَادِهِ يَشْتَرُونَ بِآيَاتِ اللَّهِ ثَمَنًا قَلِيلًا. They were altering, they were playing with the religion. For rich people, different laws. For poor people, different laws. In one time, different rule. In another time, different rule. So they made it a tool of earning and tool of getting mal. And the weakness in aqidah, weakness in your faith, the result is weakness in your a'mal. And especially when this religion used by people of power as a tool to divide and bring division in the society. Honestly, you look at it, the religion itself has become the biggest source of division now. These people have used it. You start counting the different groups, the different sects, the takfiri ideology in Muslim Ummah itself. How many groups are working with each other and they are agree with each other? Most of the destruction which is happening in Muslim Ummah and the killing, the main cause is, and the culprits and the tool is within society. Our hatred for each other on the name of religion is went to the level where we become the tool of the enemy just only to destroy our fellow Muslim. So fasad fil deen is zahar al-fasad fil barri wal bahr. The second thing is fasad fil akhlaq, corruption and disorder in your morality, moral corruption. When dishonesty is common in society, betrayal is accepted, immodesty, loss of trust. The follower of the one who says, إِنَّمَا بُعِثْتُ لِأُتَمِّمَ مَكَارِمَ الْأَخْلَاقِ لِأُتَمِّمَ مَكَارِمَ الْأَخْلَاقِ. I have been sent to perfect the sublime characters, to purify your characters. So the follower of this great Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, you can analyze the level of our morality, how honest we are, how sincere we are, how many times we betrayed our own brothers, how much we are following our own lust of dunya and the greed of dunya. How dunya is only important for us. And then the third thing these scholars and mufassirin mentioned, fasad al-mujtama', social corruption in the society. And fasad al-mujtama', actually, the fasad of individual and the corruption of individual then is multiplying in the society. It's become more common and more destructive. So what's happened? When individually you don't have this high level of morality, so the strong people, they take the advantage. They oppress. Holding finance, they become corrupt in their finance, in their dealing. Those who are in power, they become corrupt in their leadership. So the financial side, they financially become corrupt. People in authority, they become corrupt. The strong people in the society, they try to oppress the weak people. So injustice is become norm of the society. So with this criteria, we have to analyze our society, mostly third world Islamic countries. What is the level of this al-fasad al-mujtama' in our society? And then they mentioned fasad al-mu'amalat, your common dealing with the people. How you are dealing. The Prophet ﷺ says, "Man al-mu'minu man aminahu an-nasu ala dima'ihim wa amwalihim wa a'radihim." The believer is the one in whose company you feel safe. What you feel safe? Ala dima'ihim. First of all, you feel safe that your life will be safe in the company and in the friendship of this person. Wa amwalihim. And you trust them blindly that this person will never dodge me, this person will never deceive me, this person will never betray me. Wa a'radihim, my honor, my wife, my daughter, my children, my honor, this person will never deceive me. I can trust him as a good person coming to my house, dealing with my family. This is the quality and the sign of mu'min mentioned Prophet ﷺ. So this is the criteria to understand and to recognize a believer. You feel safe in his company. When you deal with him as a business, as a trader, you will be 100% sure this person will never do anything wrong. Wa'aradim, as a family member, you left him to come to your house, you deal as a family basis, he will never misuse. He will never do anything with your family and he will never take the advantage of it. But this criteria, fasadul mu'amalat, now go and deal with someone. Do business with someone. And again, I am telling you this, especially in our third world countries, where we are every single day chanting Islam, Islam, Islam. But the true picture of this Islam, how much is implemented in society as mu'amalat, as dealing. So the result of all these things, fasadul mu'amalat, in dealing there is disorder. Fasadul mujtama', socially disorder. Fasadul akhlaq, morally disorder and corruption. Fasad fi deen, religion has become the biggest tool to create fitna in the society and to misuse it. Then zahar al-fasadu fil barri wal bahr. Allah said, then when you see the disorder in the society, in the land and in the sea, everywhere will be big chaos. Bima kasabat aydin nas. Then you will be crying, why this is happening? Why this zuhur? Why there's so much chaos in the societies? Bima kasabat aydin nas. Have you ever analyzed yourself? Have you fulfilled your duty? وَلَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ. Have you realized how high status I have given you? The crown of karamat and honor put in your head. Inni ja'ilun fil ardi khalifa. Give you a high status of khalifa in this earth. وَفَضَّلْنَاهُمْ عَلَىٰ كَثِيرٍ مِّمَّنْ خَلَقْنَا تَفْضِيلًا. Give you higher strength than all my creation. And now with all this status, you are becoming like the animal of jungles. You are acting like them, as they don't have any rule, as they don't have any morals, as they don't have any law. Law of jungle is implementing in human society, and then you are saying why this is happening. Have you ever analyzed your status, your duty, your responsibilities? What high level of moral you should be on? Ahsan al-taqweem. But in your a'mal you become worse than animals of jungles. Bima kasabat aydin nas. And now Allah says, لِيُذِيقَهُمْ بَعْدَ الَّذِي عَمِلُوا. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make you to taste some of the consequences of your own a'mal. And that's why there is a saying, أَعْمَالُكُمْ عُمَّالُكُمْ. Your leaders in reality are the result of your own actions. The way you live, the same kind of people will rule you. And then you will see tyranny. But for those who think that they will be always in power, for them Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, the Prophet, ittaqu zulma fa inna zulma zulumati yawmil qiyamah. Beware of oppression, the message of Prophet. You think you will be always in power, you will be always killing people, you will be always with this might, with this strength. You're going to flatten the valley of Gaza in thinking always with this. Ittaqu zulma, beware of oppression, fa inna zulma zulumati yawm al-qiyamah. It is the darkness of the day of Akhirah. When you oppress people, you will pay the price for it. When you kill innocent people, you will pay the price for it. When you do zulm, you will not be remembered in history as a hero. You will be always in history as a villain. And people before you go to the history, those who were tyrant, those who were destroying villages, towns, and destroying countries, how many people are now have a sympathy with Halaku Khan, with Genghis Khan, with Hitler? They were thinking they are right. They have the best ideology. They are preventing their nation. And they are right. But now the history decided they were wrong. They were wrong. And they are not in the history as a hero. They are in the history as a villain. And if you think you will remain in power with the same zulm, Hazrat Ali al-Murtaza says, Inna Allah tuqimu ad-dawlat al-adila wa in kanat kafira wa la tuqimu ad-dawlat al-zalima wa in kanat muslima. Allah support a just state even if it is non-believers means it will survive. Tuqimu will survive. The just ruler, they will survive for long, even if they are non-believers. And the unjust will be destroyed, even if they are Muslim. وَلَا تُقِيمُ الدَّوْلَةُ الظَّالِمَةِ. The tyrants, they will be destroyed, even if they are Muslims. So your religion, you can use it as a shield, but this shield will never work. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَلَن تَجِدَ لِسُنَّةِ اللَّهِ تَبْدِيلًا. The sunnah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will never change. وَلَا تَحْسَبَنَّ اللَّهَ غَافِلًا عَمَّا يَعْمَلُ الظَّالِمُونَ. Allah says, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not unaware of what the tyrants are doing. But this is for those who are tyrant, those who oppress people, those who misuse their power. But as a society, for us, are we fulfilling our duties? Have we done our job, our responsibilities? Bima kasabat aydikum is not a clear evidence that whatever is happening, we have shares in all these things. We are part of it. We have contributed to it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala granted us all the treasures of heaven and earth. What we did with these treasures? Just only luxury life? Just only to fulfill our lust? Become the slave of our desire? Go in the countries where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala opened the treasures of heaven and earth upon them, rather than benefiting from it, advancing their community in science, in technology, in advancement. The whole life is made of all these luxury and lust, the childish attitude, and they will pay the price for it. Allah has opened the door, but you have not benefited yourself. Bima kasabat aydikum. Sometimes it's very easy to blame others, but first of all, before blaming someone else, hasibu qabla an tuhasabu. Do your own accountability, what you did with it. When Allah gave you power and you became leader, how your own community benefited from your leadership. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you mal and you became businessman, how your own society became beneficial from your own business. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you position, how your own people benefited from your position. If I get power, and rather than benefiting my own society, I am building my assets abroad and thinking when the bad days come, I will fly here, I will fly here, I will fly here. If this is the leadership, if this is the leadership, rather than thinking your own people, those who trust you, those who rely on you, those who depend on you, you are just only securing the future of your children and grandchildren and thinking this is the justice I am doing. If this is the leadership, go read the leaders of the history. How many of them in difficult time, rather than thinking about their community, just only thinking about themselves. Rather than taking care of the children of the society, they were just only concerned about their own children. And they were thinking, this is my, this is the leadership. The most lowest level and the corrupt level of the leadership is this, that people trust you and you just only become the slave of your own nafs and desire. When Allah opened the door of rahmah and blessing upon you, and you with your wisdom not benefit your society, and then afterwards you crying, sometime running here, sometime running there, sometime begging this, sometime begging this. There was a time to prepare yourself. So that's why for the Zalimeen is a clear message from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But for those who are paying the price, they should do their own accountability. These days is not because of their own earning, is not because of their own behavior and attitude. And if you're still on the same will happen to you. Inna Allah la yughayyiru ma biqawmin hatta yughayyiru ma bi anfusihim. Allah will never change the people, those who don't want to change themselves. The change comes from you, then the help of Allah comes to you. If Allah gives you all the tool, the hands, feet, power, strength, aql, mal, everything, but you are not using it, and then you are waiting the madad of Allah. Allah said, La yughayyiru ma biqawmin hatta yughayyiru ma bi anfusihim. I have given you everything. Why you are not utilizing it? If this is not the help of Allah, Allah give you wisdom. If this is not the help of Allah, Allah give you power. If this is not the help of Allah, Allah give you leadership. If this is not the help of Allah, Allah open the treasure of the heaven and earth for you. But how you value this help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to come further help from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah guide us and give us tawfiq to understand in this blessed month of Ramadan, we have to start analyzing ourselves. Hasibu qabla an tuhasabu. Wa akhiru da'wan alhamdulillah.